Well, another one bites the dust. And look, we like that song, but we don't like it. For NRL Fantasy, look at the side here. We got a couple of guys available up top. Brayley, Young, in terms of guys that I can purchase. Up at that 758. Thankfully, Terrell May just, well, I'll touch wood now. Doesn't get injured. And Payne Haas is out at 850. Thankfully, only likely a week. We've got Cleary up top at 889. And then Herbie at 873 goes down with a hammy injury, which he could have been on what 50 at least in 18 minutes, which is ridiculous. So I'm very glad that he was able to get a good score, and hopefully for the Dolphins' sake, he's able to return come finals time if they can make it. And I think sitting at 6 after that win, so very, very impressive there in that one. Now all the guys out. You got Cam Murray, Latrell Mitchell, Colin Matungi, Fletcher Sharp, Jerome Hughes, Luke Metcalf. That's all the guys over 700 that are available and not injured. And obviously the guys that have got injured there, Kale Iro was over 700k. We've got guys like Tino who are over there at one point there. Val Holmes is gone. Couchman's gone. He was well over 700k. So many of these guys, Mitch Barnett, that type of player as well. So many of these guys out, which is pretty frustrating. And trades. It's just trades now. Trades is going to be the big thing. And let's have a quick look at Yaffs there after last night. There weren't a lot of trades being made apart from sort of Katoa last night, and everyone was giving me crap for it, and fair play that I killed ICAT, but thankfully a 49 from him still okay. But the average trades in the top 1,000 down to 3.9, and we've got 24 at 0, 62 at 1 there, and then 161 at 2. So pretty tough. And you say Herbie is definitely a trade out given the price point, and there's no real point holding on to him now. You could loop, I suppose, in the next few weeks, but likely you definitely have at least one Tiger, probably another one, and then also, the Raiders as well, probably got a couple there. So someone like Herbie needs to be sold, and there'll be heaps of players, more than, about 250 now, that'll be down to 1 or 0 after this week, with majority, like 90-something% of top 1,000 and top 5,000 with Herbie in the side. And shout out to Mitchy boy, he got some love and luck last night. It's his birthday, so get in the comments, happy birthday to Mitchy boy, 25 years young, and he got his birthday present last night because everyone's been giving him so much crap. It's pretty funny. Every single week Herbie scores and they ask guys, you got a hole punch in the wall, or Mitchell will reply, be like, only 73 minutes to go and whatever else. And last night it was going to be diabolical before he succumbed to the injury, and thankfully for us it was still a 40 odd, and thankfully for Mitch that it wasn't 120, because that's where he was tracking. You can see the trade-ins here. Katoa actually ended up at 244. Okay, I don't know. It must take a second to click into gear, because I think last night I was at 4.1 average trades, and Isaiah was brought in by like 180 odd. So he's gone up to 244, which is at least good for me with his lower score, given that's the trade-in I had. Harry was 164, Wishart 131, and then Isaiah Yeo, Paddy Carrigan got some increase in numbers too, and then 29 did finally buy Herbie to bring him to about 95-96% there. And shout out to the Jackson Ford buyers. He was absolutely flying before he got that rest. Still a good score, but is what it is there. And then the captaincy, so Cleary 56.7. I actually kept mine on Terrell. I kind of said near round 9 or 10 I was like, it's just Terrell May the whole way, and this was the one I wanted to potentially change. We'll see how it looks weather-wise on the Gold Coast, but it might generally be okay for Cleary tonight. And then we've got Terrell in Sydney there, so we'll see how that one plays out. But 5.7% of people captained Herbie, and it was looking mighty fine until the injury. So thankfully still a 45 and not a 20 for those guys, and kind of ruin this week for you. Anyway, let's move to those couple of games there, just in talking on the most important part. So for this first one, I mentioned this week is Kurt Donahue, just still a really solid pick, and he's the one that's got away from me, unfortunately. The half hooker, was clearly the buy this week as well. Mentioned him, just the price was a bit awkward, but if he's playing near 80 minutes, then it's a great deal. And he's going to run the footy and tackle. So maybe I've got to stop calling him Max Plath Light and give him the full Plath treatment. He's taken over from Maxi Boy and replaced a lot of what he gives, which is that running game and the defense in the middle, and a little bit of ball playing as well, given they both come from the halves there. So he's still a potential option, and we'll have some cash available next week to use. So, Cody boy, it's going to be interesting how that one plays out, but I think he's a fun one to look at. What about Big Keely? Marshall King, Capewell all having good scores, and then Aaron Clark was 60 down to a 58. 3 missed tackles and a penalty, but 2 good offloads and 3 tackle breaks there to go with his 54 in base. So a good bounce back from his 50 from last week, and 58 is above his price point, and he's just going to lock and load all year. And if he plays anywhere near 64 minutes like this week in close games, that will be delightful for us owners. Jackson Ford got 64 minutes and a 53, so he was tracking beautifully for a massive score. Just got that little bit of a rest, but it seems like for him it'll be 60 to 70 minutes pretty regularly, and it's still a decent buy. And shout out to Dallin Watini-Zalesniak at 269k, 58 ball, and he looked much better. So yeah, shout out to him there. Halasima keeps scoring tries, and he had 10 tackle breaks from Averillo as well. Healy with his opportunity with Egan out for the week, got a 50, and then ICAT just didn't look himself. Like, of course, the week I buy him, he just doesn't run the footy, and that was the big thing here, really. 6 in negatives with 3 misses is fine. His passing was a bit off as well. Like, even the try assist, we got a bit lucky on that one. And then we had the unluckiness with the Cody Nikorima, Cody Nikorima drop ball over the line for, 5 points would have been. But thankfully, he picked up an offload late. I thought he had a tackle break as well late, just before it, but it wasn't to be in that one at this stage anyway, before updates. But I think overall he'll be fine, and they're in with a fight for the 8, and I do think that Herbie out does hurt him a little bit, and hopefully he does look to run the footy a bit more this in coming weeks, because just didn't look himself. So hopefully it was a bit of an illness or something like that, and he'll be okay. I thought Roger was really impressive with his running of the footy. I thought he had a line break in there as well, but 335 run meters is crazy. Farnworth 3 line breaks. His footwork was incredible with that try as well, and should have had that assist to hammer, but I think he was preoccupied with trying to stop after getting sniped from behind in his hamstring. Got Hammer. It's just an okay PK at the moment. Well, he's made some cash this year, surprisingly, but 2 try saves for him. He had Talfa with 43. He played 62 minutes in the end, so that was pretty interesting, and more for the fact that he had to come in and play good minutes with the injury to Herbie. So he came on and then played the rest of the game and got 45 tackles. So that was great from him. Tamati Martin only took a little bit of the kicking meters off Tanner Boyd, and Lem there 41. So he actually improved a bit through the back end, picked up a few tackle breaks. So if he's going to play 80 minutes for the next host of weeks, he'll be a really solid pick at this price point. And we haven't seen guys like Michael Molo yet, and Galvin and these types of guys, but Lem helps on the edge definitely for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Tuapiki at the back there. Then we had Tanner Boyd 27. So 8 missed tackles was his mess, and a few early with Herbie, and it didn't really improve through the back end with back rowers running hard, and I think he missed one on Herbie for the try and different things like that. But 1 try assist. Just not much else, to be honest with you there. 3 goals was fine, but a bit of a down one, and it's probably more around the fact now that we thought Warriors had a pretty nice run, and they still do, clearly, but the team's just not playing very well. So similar to what I said with the Dogs a couple of weeks ago, it's just week to week we're unsure what we're getting from them as a squad. So that definitely hurts the prospects of some of these guys. But you see there, the last 2 weeks, 47, 50 odd, that'll be more the norm, and then you'll have these lower scoring weeks. Now the Broncos and Bunnies. So we lost Haas before this game. It was confirmed a bit earlier in the afternoon. So just make sure you're following along on late mail and different things like that, or in the private crew we have some late mail stuff in there, which is helpful. But 60 to 14 in this one, led by Stags, Cobbo, Mam, Mariner, Ricky, Walshy boy, a couple of fun try assists and tries for him, and then Reynolds as well. 10 goals in this one, kicked every single one of them, was impressive. He had Carrigan there, 55 was kind of the big important one. Got that try assist to Reece Walsh late, and an offload in that time as well. So tackle numbers didn't have to be too high for him. And had a couple of negatives, but nothing crazy, just a -5 there. So 55 at his price point you're happy with. I suppose with Haas out, you probably wanted some extra points, get over in the 60s, but it wasn't going to be the case when you're getting the big win 60-14, although he did cop a little bit of a try assist there, which a little bit of attacking stats. None of these outside backs I think you want to look at. Mariner could be fun. Cobbo could be fun, definitely. Anyone who bought Stags will be happy with that. But they're not going to play a team full of injuries. And a shout out to the Bunnies for the effort they displayed, especially early on that first half. And they, had an injury early with Gray, left them with 16. They didn't even have an 18th man. It's just, it's tough times at the moment when you come against a Broncos team that gets red hot. There's no coming back, unfortunately. So Walshy's 54. Anyone who jumped on, he had to get 3 try assists and a try to get there. But that's how it's going to be in these types of games, less base stats. And then Hubner, the leader from the Bunnies there. And a shout out to Ashton Ward as well, 33 tackles for him. Ran the footy a bit, which was good. Didn't kick much in general play, but had a crack. And on his debut, that's all you can hope for. Hubner does that every week, and you've got guys like Jairo do the same thing in this squad. And then Ewan Aitken, anyone who was looking at him, it was going to be very, very difficult in this type of game. He actually ended up with that try assist to Duncan as well, and without that, it would be under 30. So if you do own, it's not the end of the world, a 35 there, but this is going to be the stressor with any Bunnies players, just the quality of outfit that they're coming up against, and the chance to get smashed on a week-to-week basis. Shout out to Benny, I think it's Benny Tulty as well. A good try for him in one of his first few games. Second, third, something like that. Jai Gray, 34 for him with that price point. It's not too bad to get the line break, 7 tackle breaks, good run meters, did his job. Lewis Dodd, I think he was on 30 odd early, and then it was just a barrage late from the Broncos, and picked up a try assist, had no negatives early on, and kicked a fair bit as well. So he looked alright. Can't say too much about him. Liam LeBlanc with 34 and 38. So if you need to take that score, it's not the end of the world. At least he'll be helpful as a week-to-week player, which is nice. Duncan with that try, it was never going to be great in the centres. Thankfully, he picked up that try and 5 tackle breaks there. End up with 3 errors, 1 early, which was tough. But we've been talking about him as a definite sell at the moment at his price point. Ty Munro 10 minutes, Gray 8 minutes there. So not super fun showing down below there. But Billy Walters with 16 points there in that one, and then Johnston with 22. So that's about it, guys. We'll leave this one there. Just the couple of games done and dusted last night. We've got the Titans and the Panthers coming up, so good luck to all Cleary captainers. I personally hope that it's like a 68 and Terrell May can go 70. Like if we anywhere in there, I think anything close to each other I'll be happy with. We don't want injuries with Nath. We need him. We can't have any more forced trades. And then Campbell as well. Hopefully they can put up a decent showing against the Panthers, and it's a fun game. And then the Raiders boys. So with Haas out, I'm basically just taking the 2 Raiders boys as well in this one over Garrick in the wet. I think that's going to be the safest one there. And I'll be playing Turbo straight out. That's fine. So they're the 3 games tonight, which will be fun. So we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for tuning into this one. I won't be doing a video tomorrow. I'm traveling to QLD. Got to pick up my my partner's engagement ring. We got to resize, so keen to get all that done and see some fam. So we'll leave that one there, and I haven't mentioned Taniki yet, but we'll get him on for his video by himself as well to go through the rest of the games, which will be tonight's games and also Sunday's games as well. So see you guys. Thank you.